back to another episode of the Miracle Marketing Podcast, where we bring you interviews from business owners, celebrity guests, and hot topics. I'm your host, Brandon Adams, along with my co-host, super producer, Big Perryon. What's going on, Big Perryon? How is it out there in the ATL?
Feeling it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. How about out there?
Great. Nice and sunny already. Bright and sunny in the fabulous Las Vegas. Congratulations to our Las Vegas Aces for winning the championship back to back.
Yes.
All right. So all of our viewers, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, send us an email to A Miracle Podcast. So today we have our second guest for our young entrepreneur segment. We have this gentleman on. We're sure you're going to learn a lot about him. He's doing big things. So we're going to welcome to the show, Mr. Jahkil Jackson. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Good. So for those of you that don't know about Jahkil is a two-time best-selling author. He's an entrepreneur. He's a student athlete. And he's also been noted by President Barack Obama and Obama as the 2017 most third influential people. So Jahkil, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about the books that you wrote and a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so I'm a two-time best-selling author, and I've written 2 books so far. The first one is called I Am. It's to help other kids with the experience of bullying. It's based on my experience with bullying through 6th and 7th grade. And I wanted to help other kids who may be going through that tough time. So that's when I made the book. And the second book is called Don't Wait to Be Great. It's to help kids with a roadmap and game plans and action steps to achieving their goals. And since I play basketball, it's in a form of like a first, second, third, and fourth quarter, just to be creative. But those are my 2 books. And about me, I'm 16 years old. I just turned 16 in September, and I live in Chicago. I play basketball, I tap dance, break dance, act, I model. I do a lot of extra things, but I love to play video games. I'm a regular kid as well.
Okay.
So, how is it in school now? I know you said when you were in 6th and 7th grade, you dealt with bullying. How is it now? Do you do, are you homeschooled or you still go to regular?
No, I still go to regular school, but it's pretty good. I haven't had any issues. I just transferred to my new school this year. So freshman and sophomore year, I was at the same school.
Okay. Do you as far as like your celebrity, because you are a celebrity. So how do your friends at your new school, how do they deal with, how do y'all interact? Do they act different, or they treat you like a normal student and peer?
I would say the ones who I hang out with, really, they treat me like I'm normal. They might, like, at times, like, obviously point out the fact that I have these extra things going on, but usually it's just pretty normal. I think in previous schools, like when I was getting bullied in middle school, it was mostly negative attention that was being brought from everything that I was doing in middle school. And I think that kids just didn't know how to really take all that I was doing in, didn't know how to comprehend it. So, but yeah, it's pretty normal now.
Okay. Tell us about your philanthropy work.
So my organization is called Project I Am, and I build awareness of homelessness and provide blessing bags to those in need, full of toiletry items like soap, tissue, socks, things that can help them on a daily basis. I started the organization when I was about 8 years old, so about 7 years now. I'm giving out over 100,000 blessing bags to those in need, and that's just what I do with the organization. But a lot has come from that when it comes to like public speaking, doing social entrepreneurship classes, becoming an actual teacher in schools now. So it's a lot of great things that have come from just doing the organization.
Very on.
Do you see a lot of kids in your teaching? Do you see a lot of kids who you see yourself in?
Definitely. In some schools, there's always like a couple of kids who stick out, who have like amazing ideas and kind of like have it all planned out already, and it's really cool to see that. I think every school that I've teached at so far, it's always like at least two kids who are like who really have it down and have the idea, and there's some kids who've actually already started their projects, like started selling whatever item it was, and I just helped implement a little bit of my knowledge into what they were doing, and I've been able to see it grow. I think 2 years ago I taught at I think it was Legacy. It was a school in Chicago, elementary school, and the girl she already had her business, and I just helped amplify that a little bit more, and we had something called um kid yeah kids Kid Biz Day, and where we allow other kids to come out and sell their products along with me and my co-host. And it's all happening all around the world. And we invited her, and she did an amazing job. And it was actually her first time doing like a vendor type of event where she was selling her products. So to see that, to see how well she grew from when she started with her organization, that was really cool.
That's dope. That's dope. Are you in the do you have any more books in the works?
Yes, next year I'll be making another book.
Okay, okay. Will it be on entrepreneurship or
I don't know
um
for sure yet. I don't know the title. I just know that it's definitely going to be next year.
okay, okay, cool.
What's your ultimate goal, Jahkil? Where do you see yourself, or what is it that you want to do, or do you have a few things that you want to pursue?
Yeah, it's definitely a few with everything that I do. I'm a basketball player. I want to play professionally, and I also want to own my own NBA team. But I also want to continue my philanthropy work while I'm playing basketball. If it isn't in the form of Project I Am, I always want to be doing some type of community service. But um, I plan on expanding Project I Am throughout the world, having different branches of Project I Am all across the place. So having young people running Project I Am in their own cities. And that's been a way that I'm gonna be expanding in the next few years. As I go to like college, I'm gonna have to figure out how I can keep the organization running. So um, with that, and also I want to start tiny homes, which I think can be a really good solution towards demolishing homelessness. I think it's starting in like Detroit, and I've been trying to bring it to Chicago. So hopefully I can get that started. But those are my ultimate goals.
I represent CJ Watson. He was just on the show the other day. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's a former NBA player. He also is an author, so he writes children's books. So he also has a foundation called the Quiet Storm Foundation. I want to definitely, connect you guys, because I think you guys can do some things together, especially since you want to pursue, life in the NBA. He will definitely be able to give you some knowledge. So I'll put that connection together where you guys can, probably talk and maybe do some things with the organization.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be beautiful. I wanted to ask you another question about your book. For those in your peer group who are looking to get involved in entrepreneurship, tell us a little bit about the first book that you wrote and what inspired you to. I mean, because a lot of people will go through experiences and they will keep it to themselves. But what when you deal with the say when you have like a book signing and stuff like that, and different kids come up to you, do you have a lot of um, kids who want to basically just confide in you and let you know that they're currently going through the same thing that you went through, but they don't have the help?
Definitely. I've had experiences like that at schools, when I'm like speaking at schools, things like that, and I'm talking to them about my experience. So it's it's been a few experiences like that. I think that what really motivated me um, to like push me to write the book, I would say, was quarantine. The bullying was happening right when quarantine happened, so 6th and 7th grade, and I think quarantine came like we thought it was going to be a couple of months, and then it turned into a year, and then it turned to years. So um, during that time, it was better for me because I was able to be away from like the school, and my parents definitely helped me through that time, like helping me with doing affirmations and just um, helping me really learn to love myself again, I would say. And with the affirmations piece, that's what inspired me to implement that inside the book, the affirmations that they had me doing. Um, and that's what I wanted to give other kids who may not have that because they might be able to use that the same way I did.
That's
And
great.
that's a daily thing you go through, regimen of affirming yourself. That's great. Do you have any apparel for the I am?
Yes, I sell shirts, jackets, and hats. I also have a clothing line called Trophies that a portion of the proceeds from that goes to help fund Project I Am. But Project I Am actually does have a little bit of merchandise, like power pillows. Those power pillows I started maybe when I was about 9 years old, but Crate and Barrel, I'm actually doing a partnership with Crate and Barrel where I have my pillows in their stores, and they customize it a little bit, but it's really cool.
Well, you're doing.
Where can your
Oh, go ahead, Perry.
oh my bad. I was about to say where can your followers get those products at?
You can go to your local Crate and Barrel store, or go to crateandbarrel.com.
Well, Jahkil, I know you're running short of time, and we're not going to hold you. I want to just touch on one thing, and then I'm going to have you plug where people can follow you, where they can find you. But I definitely appreciate having you on the show. My last and final question is: tell us about your experience with President Barack Obama. How did that come about?
So in 2017, he named me one of 2017's most influential people. That was like an amazing day for me. I think it was like 6 in the morning when my mom like ran in my room trying to wake me up, screaming, "Obama's tweeting about you." And I was super tired. I'm not a morning person at all. So I was like, am I gonna have like lunch with him or like what's happening? And she just went and started screaming in the other room. She was tired of me being nonchalant. So later in the day, um, as people kept congratulating me, I started realizing how big of a deal it was, and got super excited. So um, after that, I think a couple months later, the Obama Foundation reached out to us to invite us to a reception where it was a bunch of um, social entrepreneurs in the room. So when we got there, everybody was an adult. There was no kids in the room. I was the only kid, and I ended up like networking with people for like an hour. It was no chairs, no drinks, no food. They just had us standing around with these tall black tables, just talking to each other for like an hour. And after that, my mom, she was getting tired. She was ready to go. So we started walking out, and a guy came and said, "You guys are not going to meet Obama." So I started jumping up and down and like screaming. My mom, um, I think I was the first in line for sure. I made sure to be first in line, and when I walked up to him to take a picture, there's a lady next to him who, like, as you're walking up, tells him who the person is so he doesn't forget. And he actually interrupted her and said, "I know who this young man is. I was tweeting about him." So to know that he remembers me from months later, and like know that he act like it wasn't like one of his people who did it, like to know that he actually remembers me is amazing. That was probably one of the best days of my life. He We had a nice conversation about my future plans, how they would support me, and it was just a really cool experience.
That's great. That's great. Well, tell all our viewers where they can follow you, where they can purchase your merch. Thank you again for being on the show. We'll keep you promoted on this and keep you up to the loop on when the Young Entrepreneur segment will come out, where we'll feature you. So go ahead and plug that.
You can go to my website, officialprojectiam.com, or you can go to my website, jahkil.com, JAHKIL.com. You can also go to my Instagram, Jahkil Jackson.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be following you, promoting you. And, I really appreciate all the great things that you're doing. Keep it up. And you know, we love this, you know, have people like you on the show that's doing great things in the community. And, you know, I see a bright future with you.
Thank you.
All right.
Be blessed, bro.
All right. Thank you for being on the show again, and have a great day.
You too.